I drew over 15 special forces around the world, and in doing so I have garnered over 50 million views and 300,000 followers. How did I do it, and how much money did I make from it? Here's how I did it. Since I've begun this series on TikTok, I have gained over 300,000 followers, each upload getting upwards of 1.5 million views. The proof is all here for you to see. So if you want to know how to draw these special forces just like me, and how to go viral with it, just watch this video until the end. To explain how I draw these special forces, I will use this illustration of the American Green Berets as an example. For the reason why I place certain elements in certain places, or how I develop this high contrast and gritty style, we have to go back in time a bit. It all started 2024, the 2nd of October. I was just scrolling my TikTok feed when I came across this really cool post. Wow. It was a showcase of all kinds of different special forces, which all looked awesome, but one stood out to me. The Danish Special Forces. I was absolutely blown away by how cool they looked. I mean, just look at that. That's aura right there. I wanted to draw them, but I needed a good way to depict them that made them pop, in a way that really showcased the intensity and roughness that these soldiers have. It was quite difficult to achieve, and after 1 week of letting it sit in my mind and cook, I came up with this. It became a good reference point for the upcoming special forces. One soldier in the middle, an illustration of the head in the top right, and the flag in the back, with that being the only colored thing. For now. This style worked incredibly well for the special forces, because it showed the raw and ruthlessness of the special forces units. Piece for piece trained killers. I was really hoping for a miracle with this drawing. I've been trying to go viral on TikTok for a while by now, but never really succeeded. I had no clue how it would perform on TikTok, but later this video, you will see the numbers, how this drawing absolutely changed my account. The way I draw has changed a lot over the course of creating these special forces. Let's bring the most recent special force to compare, the Brazilian Ghost. As you can see, a few things are different. I added elements like the logo and a better gradient from down the head, and refining the already existing details like the grittiness in the flag and the head and the uniform itself. Knowing this, let's go and draw the special forces of the United States of America, the Green Berets. Contrary to what you might think, I don't immediately jump into drawing. I first start off with research. After I have the country, which I find in the TikTok comment section, then I have to look up the special force. Usually I go for the army special forces, unless I am specifically asked for a specific branch. In this case, it's the Green Berets that I have to draw. And after finding all the information like the logo, the uniform and other necessary information, I can finally draw. I make up a quick draft on where all the elements should be placed. I also work out some more intricate parts, like the gear and the logo. With this little guide, I am sure that I won't misplace anything, or make something too big or too small. I make a big time-lapse of the sketch, because it allows me more freedom to get all the proportions correct. Otherwise my phone gets in the way and it gets really annoying. The inks are really important to get right. The line art should feel dynamic, and the core shadow should be completely black. And then at last, finally, I hatch the drawing to create gradients. Hatching should always go out of a dark area and vary in length. It also contributes a lot to the more gritty aesthetic that I'm looking for. All that I've mentioned so far can also be applied to the helmet. It is the exact same, except I use a 0.3 instead of a 0.2 for the line art. I changed it again for the flag using a 0.5 fine liner and making the lines a lot more gritty with thicker, more varying line widths. It just looks nice. At last, for the inking, I just have to do all the text and the logo, which in this case was really easy. But it can also be quite hard, for instance, the Spanish GEO, where it's a lot more complicated. But now I'm already 6 hours in, and usually I do all of this in just one sitting. So, please subscribe for my suffering, I would really appreciate it. So, what now? Colors! I apply these colors in a very peculiar way. I use watercolors, and as the name suggests, you need to use water. What are we not going to use? Water! Oh, yep. Applying watercolors dry gives an absolutely awesome effect that is really gritty and raw. Again, just what we want. Looking at my reference, I see some darker areas that need a bit of color, and the transition shadows that need a bit of color. And that is how I get this awesome effect. And I turn it up to 100 for the flag, making the colors muddied, mixed, and almost worn down. But it looks so sick. For the logo, I try to keep it nice and clean. In this case, I just applied a bit of yellow, and after some adjustments with a white gel pen, you have your drawing. But still, the question might come to you, how did you go viral with this drawing? Well, there are several factors when it comes to going viral, but let's just begin with the video. TikTok is a short video platform, which means you need to capture the attention quickly and make them stick around. So how I did that was just straight up tell them what I was going to draw. That easy. And then following that with a whole bunch of fast cuts. No joke, each clip in one of these videos averages around 0.8 seconds. It's that quickly. These videos use the sound "We Fell Apart" slowed, which went viral for its military edits on TikTok. Another important factor. On top of that, the video itself invites you to either get really hyped hyped that I drew your country, or you want your country to be drawn, causing you to leave a comment. I can again prove this with statistics. As you can see, a lot of comments over a certain amount of views. And most of the people viewing the video are from the country the Special Forces is from, playing yet another factor in going viral. On top of that, we also need to consider the real world. When I uploaded the first video in the series, the war in Ukraine with Russia was going on. So with more attention on the military and this war, I think it helped boost the video, getting it pushed to more people. Again, another factor. By the way, I'm just gonna say really quickly, I'm not gonna draw any special forces from countries that are currently in a war. It's just, it's kind of like taking advantage of a really bad situation. So just for future notice, I'm not gonna do anything like that. So with all of these factors lined up, I got a TikTok series that went viral on TikTok, with the videos getting a combined amount of 57.1 million views. Yup! And now, at last, how much money have I made off of these videos? With upwards of 250 hours put into all of this. Editing, drawing, then posting and some other stuff. And I have made nothing. The TikTok creator program isn't available in the Netherlands, so I made nothing. But that isn't the case. Not anymore. I have an online store where you can purchase these drawings as prints. Knowing that I couldn't keep creating these videos for the fun of it, and actually having to make some money, I decided to open my own webshop with all the special forces available to you guys. Let me tell you, it wasn't an easy process creating this store, and I messed up a lot of things at the beginning. Now they're all fixed and the store is all up and running. Also, the special forces that I made in this video are available on either as a poster or as a phone case. So if you want to support me and get something cool for yourself, you can head over to my store, LewixArt.com, and purchase one of my illustrations. And for the loyal ones of you who have watched until the end, here is a discount code just for you, for 10% off your entire order. Only 20 people can use this discount code, so don't wait around for too long. Head over to LewixArt.com or click the link in the description to get yourself a print. Again, LewixArt.com or link in the description. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped in some way or another. It was just for those of you who know me from the series over on TikTok. Hopefully I will see some of you here on YouTube. If you are here, you should subscribe, by the way. I have a lot of cool ideas for the future videos, so you should definitely look forward to that. Also, which special force would you like to see next? Drop it down in the comments. And I would love to see some of you guys draw your country's special force using my methods. Tag me in the post so I can see it. And for the rest, stay creative.